But in his head, he's like, no, you love her. You're in love with her. He's like,
I
you've known her
see.
since you were kids. You grew up together. Your families are friends. You love her.
Everything is being put into place right now for me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Let's get started. Welcome back to Good Friends, everyone. My name is Diego.
My name is Ice.
My name is Matt.
And my name is Cherish.
And it is our episode 50 special.
Woo!
So exciting. Glad we made it to 50 episodes.
50 episodes.
50 episodes. The nice thing is, It is a new year. I'm kind of doing a new season sort of thing right here. This is season 4. We're only 2 years in. We're 4 seasons in. The math's not adding up, but you don't have to worry about that. The math ain't mathin', dog. Don't worry too much about it. Just don't, yeah. Yeah, but because it is a new year, there's new news on in the world. So let's kind of figure out what's new in the world right now. What's hot? What's current?
Hello.
All right, Braden, hit us with some news. New year, new news. You know how it goes.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit you with 2 stories today. First with the tunnels under New York. Now, it's it seems more mysterious than it actually is. I mean, it's a little weird. There was a video of a man crawling out of a hole in the ground in New York, and everyone's like, where did he come from? Turns out there was a group of young Jewish men who dug a hole, like a tunnel under the ground to get to a synagogue and to get back where they wanted to go.
Oh my.
During COVID, just to be, I don't know why. They really don't know why. But when they went and found it and they tried to clear them out, they were saying, oh, you can't seal it up. And a bunch of them got arrested. It was a whole big thing. But it's I can't believe that they had these tunnels under the people's where they live for maybe even years, and they never got found until just randomly a guy popped up out of the ground and someone filmed him and was where did you come from?
That's so
insane.
nuts.
Can we all admire the absolute desire of the Jews? No, seriously, nothing is going to stop them from getting to where they want to get to. They'll dig holes in cities.
I respect that.
I love it. No, I think it's great. Good for them. That's funny.
So funny. That's crazy though, that they just digging under people's houses and everything just to get to the synagogue.
So that was my first, that's what's kind of been going on in the news lately. The other one is the Golden Globes happened. Ooh, fun award season. You know how it is. A couple of the big ones here. Christopher Nolan won Best Motion Picture for Oppenheimer, however you pronounce it. Opinions on that? You like that? You hate that?
I love it.
It's a solid.
I love it. Deserved it.
There's no way. Yeah.
Absolutely deserved it. Loved it.
Do you don't think Killers of a Flower Moon should have got that?
Either one, I would have been okay with. And I haven't even seen Killers of the Flower Moon.
I would not have been okay with Killers. It was good, but it wasn't better than Oppenheimer. I can say that.
Wow.
What's his name? Oppenheimer?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian or Killian?
Cillian.
Best male actor in drama motion picture was also Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
But everyone's favorite for best male actor in musical or comedy was Paul Giamatti of Big Fat Liar fame in Holdovers. The Holdovers.
Hey, I still haven't seen that movie, so I can't tell you. But
I have no clue.
I heard that movie's great. And I heard he's awesome, man.
I'm in the dark.
I'm excited to watch it at some point whenever I have time.
The last one I'll hit from this, which was kind of a little bit of a surprise to me, but kind of not really. The best animated picture was Boy and the Heron.
I've heard that's
beating
so
out
good.
Across the Spider-Verse, which I was surprised because that was very, very popular.
I'll be honest, I was not surprised by that one.
I haven't seen it.
I need to watch Boy
I
and the
want to, though.
I thought The Boy and the Heron was better than Spider-Man, which is a hot take because
Very
Spider-Man was really good.
I think you're recency bias there, Diego. I don't know. You were hyping up Spider-Man so hard when it came out.
No, Spider-Man was good, it was more of a setup movie than it was of a conclusion finale.
Yes.
This is the story.
Yep.
Boy and the Heron was a much better film because it is a conclusion. It is the finale.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you that emotional payoff that I don't think Spider-Man did.
True.
Fair enough.
Studio Ghibli always goes hard.
Yeah, it does.
They always go hard.
Those are good ones. I like all those movies except for that second one because I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I got. So that's the news for today.
No, I appreciate that.
You're amazing at your job. Okay.
You're the best newsman in the world. We'll give you an award.
Good job.
Next time you're on.
Thank you. I
We'll give you a
appreciate
treat
that.
when you get back. Plus more.
I guess I'll see you guys. Have a good podcast. Be funny. Try your best.
All right. We'll see you.
No
Bye.
pressure.
All right. I'll see you
Bye,
streaming
Brayden.
later. Peace, dude.
All right. Good night, Braden.
Bye-bye. Peace.
I want to know how far the tunnels went. Like, that's my thing.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm
if it's
very
like
curious.
across the street, like, who cares? But if it's like, you
Dude,
know what
'cause
I mean?
I think it went like, I think I saw a picture of it. It goes like, so here's like your tunnel start. House.
Oh.
Here's the synagogue. And so they're just like underneath it. And there was a guy.
That's so
I think the whole reason for why they found out about it is because there was a guy that complained about hearing like people underneath
I
his
was
home.
about to ask. Like,
He was
did
like, I
did
swear
anyone
there's
hear
people
them?
in my house.
tripping.
Yeah.
Dude,
Kinda
I would
terrifying.
freak out. I'd
I
be like,
would
my
be
house is
scared.
haunted.
I'm hearing
This
voices.
is it.
Yeah.
It's haunted.
It's nuts. I think it's so
Yo,
crazy.
imagine you make
Time
a
for a
complaint,
seance.
and then this happens. You're like, I just changed the world.
Change the world. No, honestly.
amazing.
No, I think that one's crazy. If you're digging tunnels, you keep doing what you're doing, I guess. I don't know what to say
Dude,
to
there's a
you.
lady on TikTok that's digging like a mine under her house.
Really?
A mine.
It's like she's just like a regular person that has like a desk job.
That's
and
so
she's like
interesting.
using her free time to like build under her house.
That's
But
crazy.
she got like a cease and assist because she didn't have like the proper paperwork to be
Oh,
doing
yeah,
it.
that makes
She
sense.
didn't get
She just
permits or
did it.
anything?
No. She literally just started digging under her house.
That's so
You
interesting.
know, you play Minecraft so much, you get to a point where you don't realize what's reality and what's not. you
Dude,
know?
it's crazy.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
He's gonna start digging under our house
Next
next.
getting the axe is just going crazy.
Yeah.
You
I'm like,
haven't
where's
seen
Matt?
that. Yeah.
He's outside.
Diego's making his old world. It's weird.
Gosh. Dude.
Diego used to go hard with those.
Oh my gosh, I love playing Minecraft. Minecraft was like it was the
Minecraft's so
best,
fun.
dude.
So, dude,
It
Minecraft
is the best. I love it.
just exercise your creativity. You know what I'm
It
saying?
does. It does.
Exercise.
I know. Which now that you said that about TikTok and a lady like building
Yeah.
like a hole, whatever. There was a TikTok that I saw, I think 2 nights ago, and it was this lady bought a house, and in the house, like she's got like some stairs, and then there's like
I
a little
saw
like,
that.
yeah, I think there was like a side door like under the stairs, and like it's kind of like a little closet sort of thing, but they were demoing it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they were like trying to make more closet space or what, and they found another door.
Oh boy.
And then they demoed that door, and it goes into a completely like another like level of the house just underneath it. They have like another living room, another room, and everything.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
Can't do that.
Dude, it's nuts. But
you
dude,
imagine?
like that's so sick for them though, because that's like
That's
extra
so much
value to
more
their yeah.
I was
space.
gonna say,
Yeah.
low key, clean it up.
Yeah.
renovate
Yeah.
it. You just doubled your value.
No, for
No,
real.
seriously. Like even when I looked at it, because I think they had like a chimney down there and everything, like a furnace and everything, like ready to go. It was like one of those like,
Like, it was-
brick,
yeah.
brick by brick by
That's
brick things,
insane.
and it was just untouched.
The only thing I can think of is over time to save on property tax and value. If you can somehow prove credibility that your home is a certain size, you pay less in property tax.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
don't
Yeah,
need a
yeah.
That's
house.
what that was my question. Like,
So if you
why
don't-
would they even
right,
board
so if
it
you don't
up?
Need a big, there's probably plenty of reasons, but this might be
Yeah.
one if save money.
I have no idea. There's a lot of like freaking weird things going on in people's houses underground and
Yeah.
tunnels. Y'all
It's
stay safe.
crazy.
Well, it happens in the brain first, but
Yeah. Anyways, that's a good introduction to the year, I guess. Got tunnels in New York
we got-
and freaking Golden Globes.
Everyone's just making tunnels.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. But anyways, let's take a second here to officially welcome Cherish as one of our co-hosts, one of our members.
Nice
So
to
exciting.
be here. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. It's awesome. We need your energy because we get in our own world.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about Minecraft all day.
Hey, I will join the conversation, so I don't know.
Maybe it was a wrong idea. I guess.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Maybe you need to revoke my
I
application.
gotta look at
Kidding.
I gotta look at the
Kidding.
application
Yeah.
one more time.
I thought it
I
was
saw
good,
Diego's
but-
notice, like, let Cherish know. And I was like, should I let Diego know?
Oh boy. Diego does not know what's coming.
I am in for a storm.
Joke.
Oh,
You're in trouble later.
No.
You're getting
he's
blasted.
sleeping in the
for
snow.
It's been
Hey, you
nice
can't
knowing-
leave
it's
your
been
mind
nice
right
knowing you,
home.
Matt.
You can't. Where do you think you're going?
No, honestly, it's been an interesting thing like the last 2 years, especially with just like life in general, because we've had some people where they'll be co-hosts like Malachi, but then they get married, they move away, they can't continue to do it, or where people want to do other things like maybe run a marathon, they can't commit, and so it's been interesting because like it's just been so fun like having different people come in, help us out, help us grow, seeing where they move, like what they got planned, what they do, what they grow in. Honestly, like huge shout out, huge thanks to everybody that's helped us get to this point, to episode 50.
50.
Nuts. Crazy to
I
just
don't know where
think
I'd
about.
be without this, bro.
Where I'd be without this.
What? What's so funny?
You'd be at home watching a movie.
No, I don't know where I'd be, dude.
Nice.
What is so funny, dude?
I like the passion. No, I like the passion.
No, speaking of that, what made you want to do the podcast? We'll start with you.
That's a great question. Well, my friend, he'll be unnamed.
Who?
At this, someone came to me with this idea and wanted to start a podcast and been hinting at it for quite a bit.
Yeah, wasn't that friend making you do like weekly meetings and all sorts of things?
Yeah. And so I went along with it because he's my friend and I wanted to be a supporter of him. And then it's like that one comment we received where it's like, bro, our podcast would be so sick.
What was that? It's like we would have such a good podcast.
We would have that was us, like actually.
It really was.
That's funny.
And that's kind of just how it came about. Cause like, well, I mean, at that time, podcasts were definitely a thing.
They were. Yeah.
Podcasts have been a thing for a while now.
Do we know the first podcast?
There's no such thing.
I have no idea.
There has to be.
It's got to go to Joe Rogan or something. I don't know.
It's
I don't
not
know.
I'd say the first like successful podcast.
Yeah.
I
He's
don't
in
know.
the argument.
I would
Yeah, he's
say
been in,
he's
like,
just like
10,
one of the
15
bigger
years.
names. I don't think he's like the first podcast or like
I
the
don't
first
think- I think
podcast.
it's
We just don't know who they are. Like
Yeah.
there's
Well, shout out to them.
and yeah, they're the trailblazers and they've they paved the way for us. They walked so we could run.
Okay, we'll give a shout out to Adam Curry and Dave Winner.
Walkers. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's just
they're the ones that started the first podcast.
Was it just like a sit down?
That's just
Did it have like a
wild.
theme?
Yeah, so it was two friends. They just wanted to find a way to download online radio broadcasts onto an iPod. So they started recording stuff. So
That's
one of them was a software developer. That was Dave. And then the other guy, Adam, was a former MTV like video
No.
Wow.
something. Yeah.
What do you call those
VJ
guys?
is what they called
video
them.
journalist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And so then they just sat
So
down.
he
They're
was
like,
already
let's
a
figure it
TV
out.
Personality.
Yeah. And then the other guy is tech bro. I guess they just figured it out.
I just don't know if that's accurate.
I,
but, like,
it might not be, but who knows?
but I mean,
Shout out if it isn't.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout
either
out.
way, shout out.
Still represent.
No, but that's one of the reasons. And then it kind of just grew into something where we like I'm excited to do every day and come up with ideas and talk about things
It's fun.
with our friends. It's called the Good Friends Podcast.
It sure is. It sure is.
You almost didn't get that one out.
Oh boy,
we not good
He's
friends?
tried so hard to not.
no, I
cringe is
couldn't
what
take
he
myself
is.
serious by
Oh,
saying
that's what
it's
it
called the
is.
Good Friends.
I was like, are we not good friends?
I'm like plugging ourselves in here, and like I'm
I
just sometimes it's cringy when I do it, and it's called the Good Friends Podcast. Check it out.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Go check
love
it
the
out,
cringe.
guys.
I want all the cringe.
But-
Give me the cringe.
That's my story on why I got involved and why. And then also it's again another thing. I mean, we're probably gonna go talk about this a little bit more. It's like
Yeah,
the,
talk
the
about it.
expression, like more of a creativity, like expressing creativity in different ways, right? Coming up with
Yeah.
topics, figuring that out, having different types of perspectives and views on certain topics. It's just information flowing, and I love talking with my friends.
Matt, what about you? What made you want to do the
Nah,
podcast?
just say everything Isaac said.
Hit us with the ditto.
Just say everything Isaac said.
Beautiful.
5 stars.
So, I remember, I think it was a message. I don't even know if you asked. No, and this, I like it.
Maybe I
like
demanded.
This. So I
I-
like
I
it
don't
this way.
remember.
This is why I loved it. I don't even know. I want to go back and look, but I don't even know if you were like, hey, are you interested? It was like, you will love this and you should do it. And I was like, you are right. So it was cool. I definitely, before this podcast, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't anti-podcast, but I was definitely anti whatever the crap I had seen. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, 'cause there's a lot of junk out there.
Oh my gosh. And I'm boring, whatever. I'm too positive sometimes, but like at the same time, you just never know who's watching and you never know how you're going to affect somebody's life with what you say.
It's true.
And it just broke my heart every time I heard crap. Because I'm like, how much crap is that? Whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So I was like, you know what? If you're gonna talk about what should be, why just talk about it when you have an opportunity to do it? I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest problem in the world is everybody wants to talk about something, especially things that they want to see different or want to see improve, but that's all they want to do. And maybe it's not like necessarily a bad thing because that's all the energy they have to do. But where in my position, I figured I have the energy to sit down with Diego and my friends and show people, whether it's one person, whether it's 0 people, I don't care, whether it's 10, that, hey, I've had at least one friend for how many years? 15,
oh my gosh.
20?
Longer. It's got to be 20. 20, yeah.
I've had a friend I met in high school. We're still kicking. You know,
sir.
back when we were, like, Malachi was in that boat with me. Like, look, you can keep friendships for a while and you can keep it going. You just got to learn how to talk to each other, learn how to communicate, get past the bumps, enjoy the rides. You know, so it's in my head thinking before we started, I'm like, this is an opportunity to really get to be able to show all those years of our friendship and get paid for it. And not in a money way, but in a way where it's like, oh, we finally get to show people, you know, we fought for a reason. Yeah. Does that make sense?
You did something good now. It's kind of like a reward, I guess. It's like a gratification sort of thing.
Absolutely. I love to be able to come here and sharpen my mind and my brain with talking about subjects. Because believe it or not, even if it's talking about like a Disney show, we're still talking about it in a way that generates creativity. And that alone is so healthy. It reminds me of back when I was in a class that wasn't so like by the book and then type the answer. It was more like, let's get some creativity flowing. Yeah. It's getting that. I'm sure there's
let's have discussions.
Chemicals going
on.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a skill that's slept on.
Yes,
I'd say
it's a back and forth thing.
Yes.
Right?
So for me, it's like a bright light because, like, you know, you get to work, you do your work, you go home, you just do the same thing over and over and over. But then there's this not random, but just something creative that splashes like this kind of like hat. You know? It's kind of nice to look at and fun to listen to. So
no, I agree because like not to like crap on like the maths and sciences because those are very important and stuff like that, but we definitely sleep on the creative side of stuff.
Absolutely.
We don't do enough art, we don't do enough music, we got to find ways to be more creative.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah,
there's a balance.
There's a balance to all of it. Cherish, I'm curious to know what made you want to do the podcast because I know we started.
We laughed about this.
Yeah, I know we started. I think it was the Halloween episode was the first one.
It was, yeah. That's right.
So we got you for the Halloween episode. We got you for the Thanksgiving episode, and then we got you.
I'm just here for the holidays, man.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
I should just be the holiday guest. So I'm like, hey,
Groundhog's Day.
Right in the waves.
Groundhog Day, St. Patrick's Day. I'm here.
Yeah, because Matt texted me. He texted me. He was like, "Would it be okay if Cherish came to one of these, like another episode?" I was like, "Yeah, definitely. Please, bring her." Yeah.
It was getting so sad leaving the house at a time where usually you're winding down and she's sitting there like, bye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do I feel like I'm like leaving for war? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to come fight with me? Come fight.
It was a puppy being like, okay, bye. Come on.
You hear them whining at the door when you leave.
Yeah.
Cherish had a gun in Matt's head.
You take me now.
Is it okay if Cherish goes?
I'm typing Diego sweating.
Shaking.
No, it's just gotta come.
That's so funny. But yeah, tell us why. What made you want to do this?
I don't know. It's just something I've never done before. Out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, being on a camera is kind of intimidating. Yeah, so
it is.
When you first offered for me to come on, I was like, I'm just feeling adventurous that day.
I'm so
you just
glad
caught me
you
on
were.
A good day. And I was like, I'll try it. If I don't like it, I won't do it again. But if I do, maybe like it'd be a fun experience. So I'll try something new. That was pretty much it. And then I saw like you guys, like when you guys were doing it, and I would like watch every once in a while. I'm like, they look like they are having so much fun.
It is fun.
Like it would be fun to just go sit in that room and be like, because it's so casual.
It is.
I don't feel like I'm on camera when I'm here.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm just talking to friends. You know?
For sure.
Which is.
Oh, I did good.
You did a good job. I was so nervous the first time, but when I sat down and we all started talking, I was like, I'm just hanging out.
We're just vibing.
I'll be honest. Like I've talked to her and like from an outside point of view, and she only has good things to say. But I will say this: I knew that maybe from the outside in, we on the podcast are probably having 90% more fun than those watching. Like I understand.
Oh yeah,
but that's because we're sharing like stories. What I care about is we're showing proof that you can have a friendship like that.
Yeah.
It might not be theirs or yours or whoever, but why not go find it? Why not have it? Like when people say they've got good friends forever, I think they're lying or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, here you go. We're not
good friends forever.
You know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying though? Like it's nice to be able to be like, yeah, it's possible. You just got to fight for it.
You have to have a podcast to have good friends.
You have to. It's required.
Yeah, it's a requirement.
That's what Matt said pretty much. Like,
are you even good friends if you don't have a podcast?
Yeah, you're not even friends if you don't have a podcast with them, bro. I'm kidding, bro.
The first friend should be the mic.
Yeah.
And then the homies.
JK.
Oh
It's
gosh.
beautiful. Well said,
What
man.
were you gonna say, Cherish?
No, it's cool because like you guys, like you just talk like all the time, like stories and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
cool that you guys are like archiving it. So that maybe if you want to, like 10, 20 years from now, you can go back
Yep.
and be like, I want to watch that episode and like reminisce, you know?
I can't wait for that,
Oh my
Loki.
gosh, dude,
yeah,
that's so
like
fun.
you can go
Like,
back
we
and
have
be
to
like,
have
oh, I
some
remember
sort of,
that. That
like-
was so good, you know?
we
like,
have to have like some sort
and you
of
text the homies, you're like, hey, that was so funny.
yeah.
You know, like
It's like when you go back 6 years. I think everybody can relate. If you've had a Snapchat, you go see a Snapchat story of 5
yeah,
years
your
ago,
memory.
and you're like, yo,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was funny.
Sending it
You know
all
what I'm
the time.
saying?
Yeah.
Or like sometimes it's the
Oh,
opposite.
dude,
We're
you
like,
send me.
why did I do
You
that?
send me the
Yeah.
funniest things of
Diego has
myself.
the most insane thing. On the internet. Just
So
crazy.
This is a more modern way of, I think, doing that.
It is. It is. Which I guess I'll talk about why I wanted to start
Yeah,
the
Diego,
podcast.
why-
Actually, you know what?
Let's give a history lesson.
I don't really
here.
want to hear Diego's why he would. I don't.
You don't?
So
So
let's
we're
skip
not-
Diego. We'll
a
go
bummer.
ahead with the next.
That's a bummer.
you can
No,
wait
because
outside.
I
it's
think
okay.
each of you talk. Yeah, exactly. Cherish, I'm so glad I invited you. I'm so glad you applied.
Yeah, I'm so glad they accepted my application. You know, it was a long process.
Open
but-
application.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. No, each of you like said something that I think kind of like touches on like why I wanted to start the podcast.
Yes.
For starters, we started doing these meetings back in like 2021, I think.
we did.
We would meet every week because I had this idea in my head. I was like, well, I've seen all these other groups on YouTube. Like I've seen all these other people having their podcasts. It's just a group of friends. They're hanging out. They're having fun. All they did was grab a camera, turn it on, and grab mics. And that's all they did. And the rest is just fun because if they're friends, that chemistry shows.
Yeah.
And so I literally did not see a single reason for why we could not do something similar because we are good friends. Like we have so many great friends, like not even just like in this room, but like outside of this room. Like we got a lot of amazing mutuals and like we all hang out, like we all have a good time. And me personally, dude, I'm always dying when I'm hanging out with the homies. I'm laughing all the time. I'm like, if I'm laughing all the time, everybody else is going to be laughing. There's going to be people that find it entertaining. There's going to be some people that don't, and that's okay. But whatever, like for me, this is like for me, I'm like, how can I get everybody on board to do something? I was like, maybe I should just say business opportunity, be there or miss out. And everybody showed up. And so from there, we started doing all these weekly meetings like, okay, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. I was like, we could do movie reviews, we could do like vlogs, we could do skits, we could figure out a bunch of different things. And then podcast, I think, was the best like option for us to just meet every week, hang out every week, and just vibe, just have a good time.
Yeah.
Which I think was very necessary because I think we were all at points in our lives where we were starting to like, we were hitting life where we were starting to branch out and like, which is good, but we were starting to kind of like get into our own little like life bubbles where like I'm just at home all the time. I don't see you unless maybe it's like like basketball or something. And so this felt like a very good way to like reel everybody back in. Like you don't have a choice. You got to come hang out with me. You don't have an option. We all have to hang out. That's what it is.
And then Matt's going.
That's really what it was. I was like, we got to find a way to like hang out, like keep in touch, like keep doing things together. Because otherwise you start to slowly grow apart. Like you get older, like life just happens.
That's absolutely not true. Okay. Life never happens. We're going to be friends forever. We're hanging out every day.
We will be friends forever, but I want to hang out more often.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Good point.
Diego, whatever Diego's saying is incorrect. Okay, life doesn't happen. Things don't. Just I'm kidding. Obviously, yes, it's hard. It's sad. It's the truth.
It is the truth,
It's the truth.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, just it happens. Life gets us. But here we are.
Here we are, good friends, not friends with benefits, which had to bust out the hoodie, the original, the
I like
OG.
this.
Diego is a silly guy and wanted to go with that name.
No,
I voted against
I
it.
didn't mind.
Let me tell my story.
What?
Because this is what happened. We had like 50 names. Well, first off, we had like 100 names. We narrowed it down to 50 names. We narrowed it down to 10 names. And then at 10 names, after 4 freaking meetings, this is a month.
Yeah,
After
it was-
4 meetings, every single time I was like, all right, guys, I need you to vote on what you think is best. Those 10 names would not get eliminated. And so eventually I was like, all right, which one of these has the word friends in it? Feels like it's something we could kind of like vibe with.
Create a culture.
I was like, you know what? Friends with benefits. F it. This is what we're doing. It's a silly thing. We'll just go with it. We'll roll with it. And it worked. It definitely was like a weird kind of like cringy name, I think, for some people where they were like, this is weird, like whatever. And like other people would like message me, be like, do you guys even know what that means? But like, of course we know what it means. We don't care. Yeah. Can you not tell by the chemistry that we like the four of us, the four guys, we are friends. We're all with friends with benefits.
Yeah, spin-off is funny.
Yeah, super fun.
It was a smart sort of.
It was whatever.
Some people understood.
Yeah. Some people got it. Some people did it.
Some people were offended. I wouldn't say offended, but they're just like
that. It's extreme.
They weren't offended, but sometimes it'd be like.
How dare you?
Our podcast name is Friends with Benefits. You have a podcast? Yeah.
It's called
What's the name? Friends with Benefits?
No, dude, that's really what it was like. That's low-key how it felt sometimes. And so last summer, I was like, okay, we got to do something different, especially if we're going to have like other people come on as co-hosts. What can we do to make them feel more comfortable with like saying, yeah, I'm on a podcast. I have a podcast. It's called this. It's not Friends with Benefits. It's Good Friends. Right. And so that's why Good Friends became the next name. Our evolution.
I was going to say, just an evolution.
Honestly, I think it's so fitting because like at the end of the day, that's what it is we are good friends. We hang out. We have fun.
This is a podcast.
We're hanging out. Yeah. That's really what it is.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. And so that was like my big reason for just starting it is I just wanted to like we hang out naturally. I just wanted to capture it. That was like the big thing is a time capsule that we can look back upon in the future, which we've done that before when we were in Hawaii. We started listening to one of our summer sales podcasts and we were cracking up in the car on our way back to the airport. It was so funny. Dude, they're just so fun to listen to. I love listening to them. I love doing that. I love watching like it was the same reason for why I started the vlogs. I love like having stuff like captured and documented.
Better be using master balls.
Yeah.
Catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Oh, sorry, I had to. Whatever.
Oh gosh, but yeah, no, that's the whole reason for it. Which I'm gonna ramble a little bit here because in the last episode, the New Year's episode with Braden, we were talking about like me figuring out what I wanted to do. I kind of like went back, revised my why sort of thing, that big document. So I revised a lot of it, and I think on that I think it's top 5 things that make me happy. It is like capturing those memories. It's capturing those memories and making them look magical the way that like I see them, experience them in life, like as we're going through things, because I don't know, there's like a poetry to it, I guess, like a poetry to the life, and like just experiencing it, romanticizing it, pretending you're in a movie. It just makes things a lot more fun. So that's what I love about the podcast too, because I'm like it feels like some of our like best moments, like some of our highlights is what it feels like, which it is all the time. It's like always best moments, always highlights, but now it's just on camera and on audio. I love
also
it.
That it may not just be like it may not just be like the moment like right now, but it could be like what we're talking about, like, which is it'll help me remember like what happened at that time. Like remember when we were talking like about whatever it is. Me and Matt went to California that one time, and like there's like details between the both of us that we shared in this podcast that like now I could remember and piece together. Right?
It's so fun, dude. I love it. It's a freaking time capsule that I'm gonna love forever. I was gonna say I'm gonna cherish forever, but I don't want to use your name.
It's okay. Hey, it's not like it's in the dictionary. People use it all the time. I don't.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I use it sometimes because it's just the best word sometimes.
Conceited much? Or
no, it's just.
I'm kidding. Relax, bro. We're joking.
Oh gosh. What a menace.
It's just the best word for something.
Imagine being a friend for a long time.
Oh, it's hard.
It's
hard sometimes.
I'm playing, bro.
These two are floundering out here.
I'm a handful, that's for sure.
I wouldn't be alive without
me and my sarcastic quips, dude.
No, it's funny. I love it.
Dude, it's great.
Hey, my name is a good word, so
it is a good word.
I love when people use it. Honestly.
No, yeah, it's a good name. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
My
mom gave it to me.
Shout out, mom.
Shout out.
Shout out, mom.
Shout out.
I love it. Which we are on episode 50. This is episode 50.
Wow.
Technically, it's 51 because we filmed an episode 0 as like our introduction.
That doesn't count.
I don't count it. Yeah, this is episode 50. This is the episode 50 in my eyes.
Beginning of the year.
Yeah. Which are you surprised we made it to 50 episodes? Most podcasts end before 5 episodes.
No, I'm not.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the statistic?
That's the statistic. They all like. I think the majority of them. I think it's 9 out of 10 end before 5 episodes.
That's insane to think about.
Yeah.
They give up, and we don't.
We don't.
Yeah,
we take breaks, but we don't give up.
We never give up. We fight through adversity. We come back together as one. We put this out for
I
you.
feel like we're the Geno Smith of podcasts.
They wrote us off. We didn't write back.
Oh my gosh.
That's my guy.
That's my guy.
Geno Nation.
Geno Nation. No, but back to the question. Not surprised. I don't know why. I feel like it just shows how supportive we are.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Even if like this is going nowhere, like we'd still be here. You know what I mean?
I have never cared. It's simply.
And that's me. It's like I don't care about like if this goes anywhere. If this, you know.
And I'll be honest. I think that's the ingredient to a successful podcast.
I agree.
You focus too much on trying to make it. In your way, you did it perfectly. Like you need to. No, I'm not trying to say like don't look at the stats and don't game plan, don't strategize. No, not that. If you're too focused on like the outcome and not trying to enjoy the moment of the conversations and be there, like people can tell when you're not there, you're on the next podcast.
Yeah, because it's not genuine.
On the next one, you're trying to figure out where are we going.
That's
I agree.
And it's kind of like they're not in it.
That's
as
what
much
it
as
is.
I want,
It's like I'm
not gonna say I'm surprised that we made it to episode 50 because I'm not surprised about that at all. Like I envision this going on for like 3, 5, 10 years. Like
Nice.
I got the vision. I got the vision out there.
We'll be 80.
Yeah, we'll be 80. We'll be like, welcome back to Good Friends.
We're in the old folks home.
Yeah.
We're in the common area. Our nurses are coming to check on us.
someone throwing back.
I know.
You know.
Exactly.
They're playing bingo in the other room. You can hear them.
One of the members has passed.
Yes. We have a picture.
Yeah, a picture of
them right
It's
there.
gonna be me. Just a picture of me.
Like he's still here.
When I was young. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have the episode at the funeral.
Yeah. We're live.
You just like voice record me saying, "I'm Isaac."
I'm Isaac.
It's
And
so
then
sad.
soundbite it.
Soundbite.
Oh,
I press the button every time.
Yes.
Gosh.
That's not gonna happen for a long
Yeah,
time.
hold up. Yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No manifestation here. No.
We don't need
Anyways.
that.
Yeah. No, I'm a little surprised that it's not more than 50 is what it is. But that's also on me because like there was like gaps between the recording where we would take like 2-3 months to not record, or maybe we would take a month to not record, or whatever it was, like editing or whatever, just catching up and stuff like that. I think you asked me about it like the last time we recorded, where you were like, it's only 50? I was like, it feels like it's more, doesn't
really,
it?
it
It feels like it's been going on for 2 years.
Didn't I say, aren't we like around 150? I think I said something like
Yeah,
in my head.
yeah.
And Isaac was like, no. And I was like, what do you mean no?
No, yeah, it's only 50
been here
episodes.
1,000
But we've been
times.
hanging out so much in between.
Right,
That's the thing,
right.
is like, even if we're
That's
not
true.
recording,
That's true.
Again, that's what it comes back to is we're just hanging out, man. We're having fun.
It's true.
How many weeks are there in a year?
52 in a year. So technically we should be at like 80 if we were like
That's
on the
math
ball,
I did
on
in
the
my
money.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, is like around where we would be, is maybe even like 85, almost 90. But it's just fun, man. Cause like even like when we're not recording or like we're like taking breaks, taking gaps, we're still hanging out. We're going to the movies. We're grabbing some food. We're doing whatever.
Well,
like
I'll be honest, those breaks you took, the 3 months to the 1 month, 100%, I guarantee were absolutely needed.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
absolutely.
you're
They
a
were so
newer
needed. Dude, I was
podcast?
so burnt.
Like, and that's the part I think.
I
That's
think
why,
a lot of us
again, why
too,
people
yeah.
fail is they burn out in those first 4 podcasts because there's so much to keep up with.
Yeah,
You're
and it
just
is overwhelming.
superhuman,
Yeah.
so make it work.
It can be overwhelming. I think that's why a lot of people stop because they're like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. I got to
Right.
do this. It's also just hard getting everybody's like schedules like synced and like
Yeah.
figuring out like a day at a time. Because I know like some of our other friends, No Fake Friends, they're doing their podcast. It's hard because they all work different days. And so for them, it's like, okay, if we have an open day, an open time, this is the day we're going to record. Like we just got to
Nice.
squeeze it in for an hour.
all you can do.
Yeah. And so there's this, they're in such a unique situation where I'm like, kudos to you. I don't know if I could do it. I don't have that kind of willpower to schedule everybody like that. So like ours, like, I'm like, this is the most ideal situation. We all have like a dedicated day that we just record. If we have to move it around, we move it around. This is my day. I get to hang out with everybody and I get to see everybody and
True.
just have fun. Yeah. That's like the expectation I kind of have like going into stuff, which now I'm curious, like how have things changed from like when we started versus how things are now? What expectations did you have then versus how have they, I guess, been met, or like what's changed?
I have one. I feel like initially we probably had an idea. Well, I mean, I had an idea. I don't know how anybody else felt. It would be kind of just like there wouldn't be like a topic. That's the way I remembered it. And now there's like topics and stuff like we want to bring, kind of bring everything.
Yeah, maybe a little more structure to
A
it.
little more structured.
I'll be honest. There was a time where I thought if you could pull it off, that's not a bad idea because it forces genuinosity. The problem is if it's not structured, you risk that dead spot.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And the dead spot destroys momentum. I'm killing your flow. Sorry, Isaac. When you look at the grand scheme of like the 50 episodes, I do like how in the beginning, I feel there was, it was more open discussion, but it was very like, this is us, meet us, here we are.
Yeah, that's really what it was.
These are our stories. And then we slowly incorporated other individuals that have been in our lives. And then it turned into more topics. And then at one point, you burn through your network and like, us. Yeah. So now it's time to talk about today. Tunnels in New York.
What's the news?
Yeah, like whatever it is.
I think you put it.
That's perfect.
Well said. Like I think that's pretty much what I was trying to get at. I think that's the biggest thing. And then obviously aesthetic. Like and like you've definitely
upgrades all around.
People,
like it looks a lot better than what it did. Not that it didn't, but like
I liked every time I came in and it was different. I'm like, oh
yeah.
It's like when you try a new like flavor of Gatorade that you haven't tried. You're like, this is not bad.
This couch against this wall, green couch against that wall.
A lot of upgrades.
2 GoPros.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that. So
that was,
let's skip over
tag
Matt.
team that one.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was perfectly like well said because when we did start, a lot of it really was like put ourselves out there. What are our stories, and then from there it's like, okay, what can we talk about now that we'll still have fun talking about? And that's kind of like just been the evolution, which I'd love to go back and like bring more characters, like more of our friends, just like introduce them here and there, and like get more stories with them, figuring out more about them, maybe more like interview style. But then still, like at the end of the day, I still want to be able to like just hang out, just have fun. That's really what it is. That's what it comes down to. Which now I'm curious about like where you see things going like in the future. Like what do you think could happen? Like what do you think would be like a fun thing to do in the future, like sort of thing? And I want to start with Cherish because I'm curious to know your thoughts.
I'm not gonna take yours.
She knows mine.
Oh yeah.
I told her mine.
That is a you thing, not a me thing.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Let's hear it.
Oh, I don't know. I should have thought about this.
If you want, we can start with Matt.
This is a unique perspective because this is coming in from the sidelines.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's going to be more of like a, how do you say, like a diagnostic.
We need.
Which we need. Yeah. I'll start the flow.
Go.
Start the flow. And Diego, you can tell me absolutely not. This is not going to work. I don't care. I would really like to incorporate the emotions of your audience. Honestly. Okay. Like, and there was times where like we did involve them, but one of my thoughts was I would like to hear, if anybody, we're good friends. I want to start a culture with good friends. If anybody needs a good friend, I want us to be a good friend. So if anybody,
I like that. Maybe have them call in.
If they're going through something in life, whether it's good or it's bad, maybe they have a job offer or an interview. Yeah. And they want to be anonymous. That's fine. But they just need like a tip or advice. What can we do? Man, I would love to answer questions.
That is beautiful. I would love to do that.
Giving free advice because it just isn't given these days. And if it is, like, check your sources. But you want to check my sources, you can go watch 50 episodes of what I say.
Yeah.
And you can decide to take my advice or not. Same with you. Yeah. So we can give people that, okay, you're getting it from a stranger, but are you really? Because you can go watch us and hear about us. Once you hear about who we are, maybe then it can credify is not a word. Give credibility or justify.
Hold up. Why isn't credify a word?
Why can't it be? It should be.
It sounds
so smooth.
It sounds great.
We're making it a word.
Justify.
That's our new word.
Whatever. Like just the fact that we are a good friend, not only with each other, but we're always good friends
with everybody. The community. That's what it is.
You know what? We'll laugh at jokes. Like I will give a nod to specific humor that isn't light. I don't want to be like that annoying positive guy that's talking people's ears off. But I just want to hear what people have to say about their life if they're in a place where they feel like they don't have a good friend around them.
Yeah, and what you can do to help.
Have a podcast that can be that culture, but also do its own thing.
Getting the audience more involved.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Like promote submissions a little bit more often. Start posting like polls here and there.
Absolutely.
Definitely a lot more like anonymous submissions, especially on Instagram.
Since I'm giving the advice, I'm talking the talk, so I got to walk the walk. I'll be honest, Diego, if I was you in your shoes and I had Matt sitting across me and he said this, I'd be like, okay, Matt, that's great in my head, but like, who's gonna do it? Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to do. It's not in a way where it's like abrasive, but this is something that you just got to find something you want to do. And so I'm willing to try and help on the back end of things to see if I can help you in the best way possible. Because I know it gets busy.
No, it does. Because like I really like that idea. I actually genuinely do want to do that because it's a fun way to keep things unique, fresh. Absolutely. Like we get new ideas from other people, from the audience. We get to hear what they want to hear. We get to hear what they need help with. We get to give our advice. We get to do like tips, advice columns sort of stuff. It's a good way for us to engage with you guys, which I love. So definitely going to be doing the like Instagram, like anonymous submissions, polls. Beautiful. I can do that perfectly. The one thing I would love to do, which is kind of like the dream right now, is be able to have people like call in and we just interact with them live, like as we're going.
Dude, if I was out there and I heard this podcast, I'd be like, these guys are chill. I would call in immediately. Yeah. And I'd be like, yo, where you guys live?
Yeah, like, I would love to do that.
I know it's biased. I know these guys. But it's just to be able to like see people that are so willing to be open to anybody. It's not like we're closing the doors like, no, we don't want to talk to anybody. We just want to be us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference there. So no,
we could do that. We can make that happen. Hopefully, maybe I won't commit to that one right now because that one is a lot more work. We got to get like another producer. We got to get somebody to sit behind the chair.
Because you said, where do you see this going?
Yeah, so we could.
This is where
that's like a future route. I would love to do that in the future. That could be like
5 years, whatever you want.
Maybe that's like end of the year goal, or maybe that's like next year's goal. Like we could figure out a way to do that, make that work. Let's go. We'll run the logistics. We'll figure it out. We'll ride. That's right. Yeah. No, I love that, Matt. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. Now please sign here.
Oh yes.
Matt has a patent on that idea.
I'm chilling, dude. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's signing.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Oh, it's happening.
Is that actually your signature, or are you lying?
This is happening. Or are you
don't
lying?
Show the camera.
Let me see.
Copy your signature. There you go.
That's actually your signature?
I just do scribbles.
I do too.
So I don't have a
I
single,
do my two main letters
signature
and then
that's the same.
Matt's got a decent one actually.
My signature is always scribbles, bro.
Matt's a nice one.
I do a D and then everything else is just scribbles after. And then I'm like, let me put 2 dots for the eyes and I'm calling it.
I can replicate Matt's.
Yeah, do it.
I want to see this.
It's right there.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that is
that one right there.
I can see that on a
There's my checklist.
There's a checklist.
Yeah, I use that checklist because sometimes I forget to turn cameras on. I get so excited to just hang out and have fun and talk with people. I forget to turn cameras on.
You want to see my? Are we doing autographs?
Yeah, we'll pass it all around. We'll do autographs everywhere.
While Matt's doing that, I'll answer mine. Where do I see this podcast going? To the ground. I really
in flames.
6
we end
6 feet 6 feet below. This podcast is going absolutely. I'm just kidding. Listen, well, we have a great foundation. That's what I want. That's
the core.
It's the core between all of us, between the equipment, the aesthetic, everything that we talk about. I think it's a good foundation to be whatever we want it to be. Like I feel like we've gone through like the hardest part of a podcast.
We did.
Right? Like where, the beginning you don't really know what it's going to be about. You don't really know, like there's no consistency to it, right? Yeah. But I think we've gone past that part. We've jumped up, like you've upgraded like the look and everything that needs to be a good podcast. Right now it's kind of like deciding within ourselves like what we want it to be. Does that make sense? Like, I mean, not like,
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
What direction do we want to
like what direction do we really want to push? But that doesn't really answer the question because there's so many of us. Yeah. There's 4 of us and 5 of us. There's
what direction would you want it to flow?
There's decisions to be made. Yeah. I think I like where we're at. I like what Matt said.
It's beautiful. I love that too.
Matt, that's a great idea. And I also love like the inclusion of audience and questions and whatnot because like I mean there's podcasts that I listen to and there's questions out there that I would ask and sometimes I would be like I don't have the energy to like go out and like actually ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But I hear the questions like that's a great question. I want to hear their take on it, right?
Right.
And someone asks it and we'll answer in whatever way, whatever capacity that is. So I really enjoy what Matt said. I know your vision on it. I already know your vision and I like it. Right. I love the idea of being like one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Right, right Diego?
Number 1.
Diego wants to go crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think going back to like what Matt is saying too was like helping out like the little guys, right? Kind of like it's building up a what do you call it? Repertoire?
Yeah, like a
reputation.
Yeah, reputation. That's the word.
But it's also repertoire.
Yeah,
I think both. That's a fancy word. Yeah, you can use both.
It's a different word.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think they both mean the same thing. But like, you know, like we're kind of like the local guys. Like I kind of like the idea of like that.
Like, I like it too.
You know, like, oh, we're the local podcast, right? We know, like, everyone knows us, like within our small town.
Yeah.
Right. And
cool.
then like, there's like a lot that we can do. I would say, like, you know, just around where we grew up.
Yeah.
Who knows what that may be.
I agree.
But
it kind of gives you that family-owned business sort of
a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like I like that. Like we're easy to like reach out to. We're easy. Like there's a lot of stuff that we can promote here. That's my take on it.
I love it.
like Matt says,
I want to see Cherish's signature now.
Yeah. All right, here you go.
Wait, let me see it.
I just too.
Look at Matt's.
You got a sign.
I like Matt's.
Matt's so fancy, bro.
Matt's sweaty. He's a sweat.
I try hard with the signature.
Yeah, Matt is literally a sweat.
Time out. So Gold's Gym, long time ago, I'm sitting there with Aaron Moyes. He might not remember. We used to sign memberships when people signed up.
Sure.
Okay, and I remember, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that's about what it looked like. And Aaron. He might correct me, but I think we didn't make fun of each other's, but we're like, yo, we need
that's your signature.
We need to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he remembers, but I had one of those lined papers, and I kid you not, like there wasn't a space on it that was paper, not covered in ink. You know, honestly, and I recommend it. You want a good signature, you got to start writing. Over and over and over and over.
I used to do that all the time. Like all of my notebooks, like in college and like in junior high and high school, just my signature everywhere, just for fun though. Like,
absolutely. And I love it because there's two sides to it. It is just for fun, and if you want to take it to like that, I will give this maybe 15 seconds. But if you want to take it to the next level, your signature, if you get to the point, is you in 4 seconds. You know what I'm saying? When I do it, I'm like every single motion I make is like if I were to explain me to somebody in 5 seconds. That's what somebody's signature becomes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get
you down. Like, how do you want to write you down? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do I portray myself on this paper?
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
I do it with the $sign.
Nice. It's just the $sign.
Yeah, the lines and the dude, those were everywhere. Every book I ever opened in high school, bro. No, $sign on every page, mustache on every picture.
You also know what was there.
Yeah, other drawings.
You know what was there.
Yeah.
You guys are silly.
You guys are
You guys are silly.
Wasn't it?
It really was this guy. I know it.
No.
I know it was him.
No.
In the bathroom stall, it's like, I see you. I'm like,
yeah. Cherish, I'm curious to know. Yeah. I'm curious to know what you think about where this could go. What could the future be? What could it hold?
No, honestly, I think flowing off of what Matt and Isaac have said, you guys have built like a really good foundation, so you can literally do anything. Like you guys did an episode in Hawaii, so like you were like on the move, but you still did one.
I love that. Yeah.
That was really cool.
know, like
impressive.
That was really cool.
So like you could do that again. Like
I would love to do that again.
You did like the Halloween episode, like we went and like did activities.
That was fun.
Like,
I want to do that more.
Things. Like you're trying different things, and it's all kind of like really good because then like you can build off of that and be like, hey, that worked, so let's try this differently. Or I honestly, from just coming in and being a newer person, it's just cool I'm excited to see where it goes. Yeah, because you have a really solid foundation to build off of.
Yeah,
it's not really like my expectations for it, but I just think that
just like
general from coming in from the outside and then being in it, that's what I can offer.
I love it. Yeah.
Solid.
I like what you said too, because like a lot of like the fun creative things aren't even like my ideas. Like a lot of that stuff comes from like Braden or from somebody else, like maybe like Armani.
And that's
it's
another
like suggestions
cool thing
from other people. Yeah.
You're open to your guests being like, oh, you should try that.
Yeah.
You know, you're not like, no. Like you don't shut it down. You're like, oh, I'll think about it. And like maybe you do it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think it's like, that also is like a really comforting thing coming in as a guest to be like, they're open to ideas. Yeah. You know,
I have maybe like my own vision, kind of like how Isaac talked about, where I want to be the number one podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be the number one. I don't want to, I will say this. I don't want to be the number one podcast. I want to be a podcast that is big enough to make an impact.
Nice.
Which I already think we are big enough to make an impact. There's people that do listen consistently, people that listen from around the world, people that will see our videos randomly. Yeah, shout out. That one time we were number one in Fiji for
shout out Fiji.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
We were number one in Fiji for health and fitness.
Yeah, health and
we were not number one. We were not number one.
What was it like? We were top 10. We were top 10.
Top 10 is pretty impressive still.
Yeah, we were top 10 in Fiji for
shout
like
out
health
Fiji.
and fitness and like therapy advice or something like that.
It was
It wasn't relationship advice, was it? No, it was something.
I don't know.
Motivation. Something like along those lines.
That's funny.
It was so
I didn't
fun.
know that.
We're the motivation guys.
You want me to get like, if I were to get cheesy with what you're saying, and I know it's like so small and doesn't really matter, but I still want to say it. Like, you've already made an impact in the room. Like, you've already achieved the goal. So at this point, it's just making the achievement grow
Bigger.
You've already got the seed that you wanted. Now it's just growing the seed.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I can say that like with absolute honesty because you've already impacted me. There's been many times where it's not that I didn't want to come, it's that it was hard to come because I just didn't want to talk. I want to be with friends, but it's hard to talk sometimes. But just busting me out and getting me talking, I realized I leave and I'm like, man, if I didn't talk, I would have went home, got a headache, fell asleep, and had a bad day.
But that wasn't the case.
So you've already impacted, but I agree. Keep the ball rolling impact.
Yeah. So that's one of like the things I envision with it. The other thing too is I want to figure out like what's next. Like, well, what do we do like once we get to a point where maybe we have like a big following or maybe we make money off of this. Like for me, that's like extra incentive to get you guys in this room where I'm like, hey, you're getting paid. Come hang out. Like I'll pay you guys to hang out with me.
So you would. You never have to pay.
I would never have to. I know that.
You never have to pay me to hang out.
Extra incentive.
I'm taking a percentage.
I'll take a check. Yeah. He's like, well, you don't pay him. You pay me.
Show me the money.
Isaac's my representative.
Your agent. Matt's just saying that. I'm just like giving him. He wants to be the humble one. And then, under the table, and giving him what he wants.
We all have to play a character.
Low key, it is. We definitely do kind of like play characters in a way. I'm gonna say in a way because we're still playing our personality. We're just maybe like showing it a little bit more like flashy, like
a
visually.
little more animated.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because it's like, how can I portray myself? Kind of like with your signature. How do I put my signature down on paper? How do I show myself on camera? How do I show people?
That's the word. Yeah. Amplifying.
Amplify.
Yes.
Amplifying.
That's the word.
There you go.
That's the word.
Back to what you said though. It'd be great for you if we blew up because you don't pay us to do this. We want to be here.
Yeah.
It would just make us want to be here even more. Right?
Yeah. That's what I want.
But like we're here every week.
They still come.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Because like the other thing that I picture too is like if money comes in, what else could we do? Like, how can we improve things? Like, how can we do more activities? Do we hire like a producer? Do we get somebody behind the cameras that can do like all the controls, sound effects, sound bites? They can do the call-ins, control all of that. And then all we have to do is focus on having fun. We don't have to focus on, are the mics good? Is the audio good? We can have somebody just listening in. Like, we don't have to like cross our fingers, hope and pray that everything's working smoothly.
Camera doesn't cut off mid.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Conversation.
Yeah, it doesn't cut, like doesn't die mid conversation. I have to try and recover it for 3 hours. We get like a janky, glitchy footage for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, all right, that's it.
That's so funny.
If you know, right?
If you know, you know.
Dale got cooked.
Oh, dude, I was so angry afterwards when I looked. I was like, how could this happen?
I remember we filmed like entire one and you couldn't do anything with it.
Back to back, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Back to back. We filmed 2 episodes early on. One of them was like about movies, another one I think about video games. We were having the time of our life too. It was we were cooking, dude. We were in the kitchen, we were cooking. The ovens were hot. We were in the kitchen. We were blazing, bro. It was beautiful.
And they came out burnt. Damn it. They got us.
Oh, dude,
overcooked. We overcooked it.
Oh gosh, what a sad day.
It was too good. The cameras couldn't handle it.
That's what it was. Yeah, cameras couldn't handle it. Audio cut out.
Yeah.
Like 6 minutes into the episode, I was so angry.
Cannot.
Oh no.
Yeah, it happens, but like that's just kind of like what I envision future wise. Anyways, is like figuring out better ways. Like, how do we make this more fun? Like, what can we do to like implement more things? Like, do we do giveaways? Like, if you have like the coolest submission, like we give you like $100 or like a PS5, Xbox. Like, I don't know. Like, figuring out like how do we do stuff like that? Like, how do
I win one of those?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Can I go back to being a watcher?
Yeah, exactly. Guys, like, can we fly somebody like out to come like meet up with us, like hang out with us for a day? Like, yeah, like how do we do something like that? Or like maybe we do a poll where like, where do you want to see us do a podcast from?
Yeah.
And like we go like do a vacation there, like just stuff like that. Like I want to figure stuff out like that.
That'd
where
be sick.
It would be.
Like money isn't an issue.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where I envision things going like in the future is like we still have like our genuine like selves, but we're just figuring out how do we amplify that? Like how do we make this even more fun?
Good. I love it.
I want to keep it going, keep having fun with it. And then from there, like figure out what sort of impact do I want to make? Like what mark do I want to leave on the world outside of like this podcast? Like if I'm making money off of this podcast, if it's a significant amount, where do I put that money? What do I do with that money? This is all like part of like my why, my huge template, my 12 pages out there on the wall. Absolutely. I revamped it. It's what do I do for like my community? How do I give back to the schools I went to? How do I make sure that the kids there have breakfast, that they have lunch, that they have school supplies, they all have backpacks, shoes, clothing? How do I make sure every kid in my community is living the best life they possibly can? They have all the opportunities that they possibly can. That's like the real end goal for me is like, what do I do to like get involved with like their PTA, their schools like programs? Like how do I make sure every kid has the opportunity to play junior jazz and become best friends like us? How do I do stuff like that? Like that's what I want to do. And so for me, this is all like it's like all fun and games. It's all friends like and stuff like that. It's all good friends, but it's also at the same time a platform for
absolutely it's aimed
building like a future, like figuring out what do I do to channel this into my life, into my community. Like what do I do to improve, leave a mark,
do something bigger. Why you're not just talking, honestly, and I could be your witness. You're not just talking because you've already done a couple of things. I remember you took a gift to our old librarian.
I did.
Like when you told me that, like regardless of how it went, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you did it. And when I heard that, I was like, yo, I haven't gone to. I've talked to when I did see a teacher that I have had in the past. Yeah, I went up and I said, dude, honestly, like talk, but honestly, thank you for putting up with me. You know what I'm saying? If teachers heard that more, they'd be like, oh wow, like there was a.
That was one of my favorite things that like I did in 2022 was just going back and visiting our elementary, Crestview, just visiting our teachers that were still there.
Absolutely.
Because they remember us. They don't forget us. They remember all of us. It's crazy. Yeah. And so like you show up and you walk in and they're like, it's like they see a ghost. They're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Diego, Matt, Isaac, Cherish. What are you guys doing? Like,
exactly.
It's so cool because then you get to catch up. They get to like figure out what you've been up to in life, and they're just so happy.
Yes,
to see like how their teaching has like affected you, or like where your life has been shaped, and like how you've grown as a person. Like stuff like that. Like for me, like giving back to the people that like helped build me up. I'm like that's got to be like a top priority. How do I make that a possibility?
I love it. You know, I've been playing. Sorry, I didn't mean to kill the flow, but I've been playing a game recently. And when you're talking about teachers, like I kind of see teachers as like those boost pads in a Mario Kart.
Yeah,
you hit that boost pad and you go, but that boost pad stays there. Nothing against teachers that stay there. They're there for a reason. They love what they do. But when you come back around the lap, which might be 5, 10, 15 years, and they see you. That's what's cool. They're like, wow, I boosted this person, and look who they've become.
It's beautiful.
They get paychecks, but I feel like that's the actual paycheck.
Yeah,
it is. So that is their paycheck because it's the emotional like spiritual like payoff for them is seeing I've impacted someone.
Absolutely.
That's real.
So when I hear you go off for that 60 seconds or whatever it was when you were talking about everything you want to do, what I really hear from you is I want to give people gratification other than their paychecks.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like something that they're like, oh wow, this isn't, not only is this not my money, but I'm seeing somebody else take initiative is a great word.
Yeah.
Doing something that everybody wants to talk about, but nobody. Not nobody, but it's just You know, it's hard to really do it at the time. It's hard. You're like, But what I'm saying is you've already done it, and that's why I personally believe in you.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Because my whole like mantra is, dude, humanity is gonna come out on top, bro. So what do we got to do to make sure humanity comes out on top?
I agree.
That's like my big thing is I just want to be able to give back to the community, help the next group of friends, the next group of good friends gonna just grow up and have fun.
Diego for mayor. I believe in Diego Higueros. I believe in Harvey Dent.
I'm voting.
I believe in Harvey Dent.
I'm gonna do the same template, the same everything except it's gonna be the words Diego Higueros and his face. And he's gonna turn on the city, guys. Turn on the city. I believe.
Who's gonna be Batman? Who's gonna stop me? That's what we gotta figure out next.
I know who it is.
That's so funny.
It can be me.
Matt, I am going to circle it back around to you though, because I loved your idea about the submissions, getting more involved with the audience and stuff like that. So
come back.
We do have an anonymous like Google like link submission sort of thing.
Yeah, we do.
And so I have been checking it like the last couple of times, and we do have 3 submissions that we haven't answered. Okay. And I've kind of like I keep forgetting to answer these every time like on a podcast and like bring them up.
Okay.
So I'll start with the first one, and this one's long. It's lengthy.
Oh, I love it.
It's very lengthy. So my friend Boots is in love with a girl named Jennifer. He's known her since they were in their single digits age. She is the right mix between cute and sexy, and he changed his whole career path in college to be in the same major as her. He brings her up like every other day and shows all his coworkers pictures of how pretty she is when they ask about her. He claims he isn't in love with her, yet blushes every time we tell him he likes her. As far as we can tell, he went into the crypto world because of her. In parentheses, it says he lost money from it. He also has been flirting with a girl from a different state that he says he loves as well, but hasn't pushed to make anything happen in that relationship either. He seems to be very stubborn about not accepting where his heart is. What can we do to help him search his feelings and move forward with his life? And that was submitted by somebody who labeled themselves as my friend. That's what it says, my friend.
I love it. That's great. No, it's good.
So I'm just curious. I want to know your thoughts on that. That's a very deep. That's it's very specific.
Very specific. Very much like
And let's be honest. There's not one answer.
No.
Right?
No.
Can we agree?
No. There's no one answer.
Which is
because everyone's different.
Absolutely.
I
agree.
But it is one of those things where it's like, okay, like, are you lying to yourself?
Yeah.
About, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
So what I do is I turn my like a metal detector on when I hear, somebody talk like that. Mm-hmm. And what I do is I kind of listen for something that starts beeping. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What beeped to me was he lost money in the crypto world. I have nothing against crypto. I have nothing against what anybody does with their money. I really don't. Mm-hmm. From what I'm hearing, though, if that's brought up as part of the narrative, because obviously it's important enough that it's with all the other stuff going on. Mm-hmm. I think there's a truth to that, hidden in that. And I will say this on behalf of me, and my advice for this man in his 20s, 30s?
20s.
Whatever.
Probably mid-20s.
Probably.
I understand looking for love at all times. Just being, zoned in on trying to find that person for you. But I say this and I'll say it again, until you can circle back and be your own person for you. So in this case, if he's trying to make money in crypto, I would start with something more consistent.
Yeah,
right?
something a little more
maybe
stable.
He does have a day job, okay? But obviously he's looking to grow fast. Right?
That's what it sounds like.
He wants income really fast. So I think what's happening is he might be taking what he needs in his career and what he wants for his heart and mixing it up.
Yeah.
So if I was him, what I would do is I'd get a piece of paper and a pencil and I'd write down wants and wishes, but I would separate them, both sides. And you might be surprised where one might be the complete opposite narrative of the other, but you don't know that because it's all in your head. Does that make sense?
No.
So what do you want in your love life, but what do you want in your career? And don't feel bad if they're different things. Maybe one's more consistent and one's more spontaneous. That's fine, but make sure you can define the two. Does that make sense?
No, I get you. Completely.
Hold up, real quick though. So a guy is not obsessed with this girl,
right?
Right?
Yeah.
Since they've been since early on in his life,
I guess. Yeah.
And has continued to like pursue her in a career path is like the same career path.
Yeah.
So okay, so he's like, is he in the friend zone? Like I'm confused. Like
right.
That's to me. It sounds like he's like he got put in the friend zone.
Right.
Yeah.
And now he's regretting all of his life decisions up until that point. Right. But he's still obsessed with her. And so at that. All right. So if does that sound correct?
No, I get where you're coming from.
Does that sound correct?
That's really what it does.
I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, I can understand where you're
because he was like, oh, like I went down this career path. I got into crypto. I lost money. I still show people pictures of her because I think she's cute. She doesn't like me. I'm not in love with her. Okay, like that is stereotypical. Friend zone. Like
yeah.
You're in the friend zone, and your only hope for salvation at this point is lying to yourself that you don't like her. No, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Yeah. I'm not trying to be rude.
No, I get.
But the only thing that's like right now, it seems to me the only thing he's like, thinking about is how much he is like hates himself for pursuing that person.
No, you know what? I think you're onto something anyways. But with humor.
Yeah. And so
try humor.
It's
honestly
humor helps.
Fixes weird things. Doesn't it?
I bet it's hard for him right now because like you are gonna want to restart like your entire career path because of this person. And I'm sorry, like that sucks. Although I don't know why you would want to follow a person's career path, like just to get closer to them.
When you're locked in, you're locked in. You know
exactly. I don't know. Like
we ball out sometimes. I get it. Yeah.
I could argue against that. It's like I wouldn't get a job at McDonald's if like this girl I thought was super hot worked at McDonald's.
You would go to the McDonald's.
I would go to McDonald's.
You would go and see her.
I would go to exactly like I would.
You
go
wouldn't
to McDonald's.
get the job.
Not like there's anything wrong with working at McDonald's. I would love to work at McDonald's. I love McDonald's. It's my favorite place. I had
you just had McDonald's.
I had McDonald's before this podcast. It's the best. But I'm just saying, like, as an example.
Yeah.
Right? Here comes this other girl that he likes, right?
Yeah. He likes, met her, lives in a different state.
Yeah.
He claims that he doesn't like her, or
he claims he doesn't like the girl he grew up with. He claims that he likes the girl that lives in the other state, but he hasn't done anything to like pursue that.
Well, that's your right there, right then and there. That's like what you got to do is pursue. You have to like. You got to get out of your own little, you got to get out of the friend zone mindset and say, okay, this is not working. I'm going to go try this, I'm going to pursue this person. And that could be life changing, life altering. Like if it becomes a thing, right? It's like, you're going to forget everything that happened between you and the person that got away. Just take a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's what it is. Ball out, bro.
Like take a chance. And
if that's scary, if it's scary to get out of your bubble, right? Maybe some, like if it was me and I was scared to get in my bubble, one thing I know that really detaches you from kind of the buzz, that calms the buzz. When it gets warm, get out into nature, go for a hike.
Yeah.
Start to slowly get disconnected. Because if it's the state jump you want to make a small jump first. Exercise the jump, and then you can make that jump, right?
I'm not saying
adventures.
I'm not saying go move to the state. I'm saying reach out, FaceTime, Zoom, dates like that, right? It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but take that step. Right?
Long distance relationships are hard, but they work.
They do.
They've happened.
So that's
there.
That's my advice.
No, it's good.
Advice.
Sorry if I was rude for some of it, but or laughing about it. I don't mean to laugh at you.
It's good to be, it's good to be direct.
Yeah.
No,
it's good different perspectives. Yeah.
All right. From the perspective of a girl,
I would love to hear it. Yes.
This is for me, and all girls are different. But when like you're interested in someone and they don't pursue and they don't try to like not like obsessively, you don't want a creepy guy coming after you, but like at least showing some effort to be like
creepy.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like,
come on. I know.
Showing some effort to be like, I like you and I want to like experience stuff with you. Like it's kind of off-putting when a guy's like, no. I'm the type of girl that's like, I'm not gonna go after you. Like I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do, if you want to come with me, let's go. I'll come with you, but I don't chase after people.
Yeah.
Thank God for my girlfriend.
So it's one of those things that if he really likes this girl, he does have to like work through that and get out of that bubble that he's in if he really wants to try something with this girl. And I think she would see him as in a totally different light if he was actually trying, and not just being like, I don't think I like you, but I'm still talking to you.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So to punctuate that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I would do is I would ask him, my friend, how much do you like her?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's a good
honestly,
question.
Ask yourself that. How much do you like her? You answer that and you'll figure out what's going on.
I feel like it's been shown. He's literally changed his career path.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, but it's like kind of a thing where it's like, I think he just has been afraid his entire life to do anything about it. If
that's so funny.
Hang on. If that's what I'm getting at, because there could be something that happened.
Absolutely.
There's
a lot we don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There is a lot we don't know.
We're just speculating here.
We are speculating.
I think we're giving some pretty good advice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're amazing at this.
You guys were great.
Yeah.
That was perfect. I love that. That was amazing.
Matt and Cherish.
I love all this perspective.
Great.
This is so beautiful. I'm going to burst some bubbles here. So this was submitted by Derek. Derek is my coworker. Yeah. He's talking about a girl that I grew up with. Okay. So I'm Boots in this example. He said Boots from like Dora, Diego Dora. And so that's why he said Boots. Okay. I was like, Boots. He was trying to like throw some hints in there without being too like weird about it. But this is all his. This is his fantasy of what he imagines my life is like.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I grew up with this girl, like known her since elementary, like grew up, went to church together, like had some like classes in school together, like just grew up together since we were like 5 years old.
Okay.
She is like very beautiful. Like I had a crush on her like in high school, and that's when I like switched my career where I was going to go into engineering. And she said, "Do you want to take like a programming class with me?" A pretty girl said, "Do you want to take a class with me?" The answer is yes. The answer is always yes.
I said when you're locked in.
Listen. The answer is yes every single time. So I took the class. Perfect for me. I was like, oh, this is great. I love like software. I love coding. This is so much more fun than engineering. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, this is going to be my career path. Didn't think much more of it. Like dated around it like other people. Like since then, just grown up, like still like good friends. Like we're close friends. But that's all it is. We're just close friends. Like I admire her, view her as like a role model, like as like someone to look up to, like someone to aspire to, but like as a very like equal colleague. And so I'll like talk like well about her. Like I'll like talk good about her because like I respect her a lot. Okay. But in his head, he's like, no, you love her. You're in love with her. He's like, you've known her since you were kids. You grew up together. Your families are friends. You love her.
Everything is being put into place right now for me. I'm like, oh, okay.
He has the red.
No, because here's the thing.
Yarn
it sounded a little familiar to me. But at the same time,
I thought you were about to ask. For a second.
At the same time, it's very. Well, how would I call it? It's exaggerated.
It is exaggerated.
You said it very passionately, and I had a tickle in the back of my head. Like, this is either staged? But I didn't know it was actually you. I was just like, okay, is this like a random question?
No, dude, it's so funny. So it kind of is like a random thing, but also not at the same time.
No,
he wanted to submit it and get everybody's like opinions on it.
Funny.
And so the thing with that is, he also like knew her because we both like we all went to the same college, like same university, Weber State, and so we all had like some similar classes or like at some point interlapped. Cool. And there was one point where like he was saying something because I think he saw like a YouTube video that like popped up and she was in it because she has her own like YouTube channel called like Fashion Coder where she talks about crypto, and so he couldn't remember like who she was, and I was like, oh, is it this girl? And I showed him a picture and he's like, that's the one. And then ever since then he's like anytime like he like brings her up, he's like, Diego, pull up her picture and show them. And then so that's what I'll do. I'll like pull it up. I'll be like, yeah, it's this is who it is that he's talking about. And then he's like, see, you have her picture saved. You love her. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, bro, be trying to set me up in the most devious ways. And so there was that. And so then what happened is I came back from Key West last year, told them all about my date with like with this girl, with this amazing, like beautiful girl, like told him all about that. And he was like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? I was like, I don't know yet. Cause she lives in a different state. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to figure that out. And then from there, like it just kept dragging on a little bit more. Like every week it'd be like, have you done anything? Have you done anything? What have you done? And I was like, I haven't done anything. I'm like, I got my life I got to figure out right now, man. Yeah. He's like, it's because you're in love with this other girl.
Oh man, that's wild.
I was like, no, dude.
The context behind everything.
That's not what it is.
Yeah.
No, I still stand behind what I said when it was the like reached out.
Yeah. No. Which I will say this, like, do like keep in contact with her. Yes. There is conversations where it'll be like, hey, you should like come visit. It would be fun to like see you again, hang out, like that sort of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? You're right about that. You're right about that. And you know what? 2024 is the year we ball out, where we take, kind of like you said, like you just gotta risk it for the biscuit. Send it out there. You just gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I love it.
So literally over the weekend, I was gonna say last week, it was this weekend. I was like, you know what? You're right about that. This girl doesn't live here anymore. Like she doesn't live in the States anymore. She was living in Florida at the time. Went and moved to Spain over the summer last year. Bought a ticket to Spain. I go in 3 weeks.
Really?
3 weeks. Yeah. I was like, we're gonna ball out, bro. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. It never hurts. It doesn't hurt.
It does hurt.
It doesn't hurt. It could hurt.
Bro's
I'm gonna come back crying.
Bro's in debt. Bro's in debt right now from that flight.
You know what though? You're gonna be able to look back and go, I did that. You're not gonna be able to sit there and go, oh, I wish I did it, or I did do that. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
At least you're making a memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's really what it is. Because that's the whole like thing, like my whole mindset, my whole reasoning behind it is when I had that date in Key West, I was like, this girl made me feel so human and like I'm going to chase the dragon. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I got nothing but time on my hands. I was like, you know what? We'll ball out. I don't care. Like if like I'm going to get a flight to like another country and like no matter what, I'm going to another country, dude. I'm going to Spain.
That's cool.
No matter what, I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to go to Spain. I'm going to go to Portugal. I might go to like Italy. Who knows? My mind is like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have my date. We'll see what happens from there.
I love it.
We'll let things build out. We'll let the future decide.
Let's ride.
That's what it is, dude. All 2024. Let's ride.
All 2024 Broncos country.
Yeah. So I had to bring that up.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because I wanted to give a rebuttal to his.
You're
in love with her.
Oh, I see. You know,
I'm not in love with her.
I'm not.
It's wild. She's my friend. When you have this just is living proof. When you have like an anonymous submission for, this is what's going on in my life. What do you guys think? And when you don't know the person versus when you know the person, everything changes.
Completely.
Dude, it all changes.
Completely.
Yeah,
Not really though.
Because you know what I'm saying, but it's all in good faith and good heart. Like I'm sure everything that we said for, let's say that was an anonymous submission.
Yeah,
it's all in good faith and good heart. Mm-hmm. However, if I knew it was you beforehand, it's not that I would cater.
You would give, you would give a different
I
response.
would give a different response.
Yeah,
because I know who you are.
Yeah,
makes sense. But that was cool.
I would have given the same one.
Thanks for that.
Consistent.
I probably would have too.
Yeah. That's my whole mindset. Like this whole year, I'm like, you know what? If I want to do something, I'm gonna just do it.
Let's do it.
Let's ball out. I want to go to Japan. I'm gonna buy a flight. I'm gonna go to Japan.
Let's go.
I also did that too. I bought a flight for Japan in October.
Nice.
So we're gonna be planning some stuff out.
Moving.
Yes, we're moving. We're moving. And don't think I forgot. I'm gonna figure out. I don't know if you listened to the last New Year's episode.
I
said
didn't. That's my bad. No,
you're good. You're good. I said my goal for him is that I want to see him travel somewhere out of the country this year. I want to see him go. I don't care where it is. It could be Mexico, Canada, any of the border states. It could be anywhere past that.
I want to go to Canada.
But I want to see him travel out of the country. That means the two of you have to travel out of the country.
It's true.
Dude, I've been telling. I want to go to different states.
Yeah. So
yeah, bro.
I'm gonna make sure.
I want to do it so bad.
I'm gonna be checking up every month. I'm gonna be like, what's the status? Give me the ETA.
Let's do it.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'm sweating right now.
Don't worry, babe. I'll plan it.
Okay. Down my neck.
We'll wrap up with two more. The last two submissions. We were gonna do pop culture predictions. We're gonna skip that just for time. We can do that another time. So the next one is, how do you choose who comes on the podcast? So how much of an outreach of interviewees are you looking for? This was an anonymous submission. That's actually a really good question, because I do have like some people that will reach out saying like, hey, I'd love to be on your on the podcast. I kind of have to like fill it out to see like what kind of like connection do we have? Like what relationship do we have? Because it is a Good Friends podcast, and my priority is to bring on people we're friends with.
Yeah.
People that we're comfortable with, we know, people we can talk to with ease. And then from there, figure out, okay, do we want to bring on maybe not even like friends, but just someone we know, like an acquaintance. And then from there, it's what strangers do we bring on?
I see.
And all of it too is like, what sort of chemistry are we going to have? Like what vibe are we going to talk about? Because I've had people where they're like, hey, like I want to come and like tell my story. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't know how that fits right now. I'm open to that, like maybe in the future, but not now. But then there's other people where they're like our teachers or something, like our old teachers where they're like, oh yeah, I saw you have a podcast. I'd love to come on. Or like I have like my university, like president, where they're like, when are you going to invite me? Like, I'd love to come on and talk. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Now I just got to figure out like, when's a good time to do this? Like when it would make the most sense. Like environment wise and stuff like that.
I see what you're saying.
So that we're not just like fun and games like the whole time, but it's also not like always like interview.
More discovery.
Yeah, it's like how do we balance stuff out? Yeah, we're figuring this out. Like I'm trying to figure it all out, but that it's kind of like, if you want to come on, just let me know. Shoot me a message. Instagram. It could be my personal Instagram, TikTok, whatever. It could be the Good Friends Instagram, TikTok. Leave a YouTube comment. I don't know. We'll figure it out from there. Just reach out. I literally see everything. I
see everything.
I go through every comment. I promise you, I see every comment. And so yeah, just reach out or just shoot me a message.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. That's what it is.
We'll discuss it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That is the other thing. It's not what I say goes. Like I do want their input too. It's got to be somebody that like we're like, okay, yeah, like we could have a conversation with this person. So that's kind of like how that process goes. The next thing, last and final question, how do you guys keep consistent with recording?
Pretty simple.
Most of the time
we don't.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Listen, like the whole time I read that.
I should say we do though.
We're fairly consistent.
I think like we'll
take breaks. That's what it is.
Breaks,
yeah.
But like when we're on, we're on.
Yeah, when we're on. We'll be recording like every week. We'll do like a weekly episode, and then from there we'll just we'll post as weekly as we can. We'll take a break when it's getting to be like a little too much. And then we're like, all right, let's take a break. Let's all kind of like refresh a little, kind of have like a reset and then come back and hit things hard.
Yeah. Well, that and to directly answer it, planning, scheduling.
That's what it is.
That's key.
I guess that's true. We do have like a calendar that like I like manage. I have like, it's like a calendar with like cards on it where I'm like, okay, on this day we'll do this episode 50. We'll make it a New Year's episode. We'll do next week. We'll do 51. We'll talk about Mandela effects. Let's figure out who can come for this episode. Matt, do you want to come? Cherish, do you want to come? Ice, do you want to come? Braden, do you want to come? Who can make it this episode? And then let's figure out the next week. Okay, who can come on this week? Matt, let's give you a break. Cherish, let's give you a break. Ice, let's give you a break. And we'll just kind of, we'll figure it out from there. We'll do like a planning meeting of sorts. And that just kind of keeps us like sane. And then on top of that, I've been slacking a little bit with it, but I'll send out like invite, or not invites, like reminders. I'll have like one big reminder after that meeting that I'll send out. That's okay. These are the dates. These are the topics. And this is like who's scheduled. And then from there, I'll try and set reminders to like come out every 2 weeks, every week, and then like 2 days before every podcast that you're scheduled for. So it'll say, Good Friends reminder, episode 52, this date.
Yep.
You're on. This is the topic. This is what you should like come prepared with, like as talking points or whatever, stuff like that. So that's kind of like how we go about it.
There's structure to it is the answer.
That's what it is. Yeah. There is some structure.
A little bit of structure.
Makes it
A little
simple.
bit.
Yeah.
However much you want.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Because like the way I view it is if there's structure, then like it's a way to get people committed. Like, oh, your name's on paper now, so you have to show up.
In a heartbeat.
You have to come hang out with me.
Yes, you
That's
do.
what it is. You don't have a choice. You have to come hang out with me. You got to come hang out. You got to put the shades on. You got to wear the hat.
Yeah.
I'll wear these shades anytime. I like these shades.
Those are fun. They're
fun.
good. Honestly, I can get more. I have
These
so
are
mof
bopping,
them.
dude.
I got them for free, actually.
No way.
Yeah, all I had to do was pay shipping.
Nice. This is tough.
It was $80 shipping, but
Where'd you
I'm
get
just kidding.
That was the catch.
That was the catch. No, I had somebody reach out to me on Instagram. They're like, hey, like we can give you like some free samples, like some free shades. Like you pick up like however many you want and we'll send them to you. You just got to pay the shipping. So I did that. It was like $27 shipping. I got like 4 of them. When I looked at the actual price, there were a lot. Some of them were like $50. Some of them were like 70. I think the big purple ones were like 90. Some of them super cheap. You can tell that it's like not worth that. But others are, I'm like, okay, these are actually like higher quality. I guess that's like a perk of
Getting out
there.
of putting myself out there. Yeah, being big.
Yeah.
out there. Get out there.
just putting myself out there. That's what it is. But yeah, do you guys have any final remarks on anything? Yeah.
Have a good 2024.
Yeah.
Have the best 2024.
Exciting.
As best as you can.
Do what you can. We ball out.
Only what you can.
Let's ride.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Amen.
That's what I love. Yeah. Cherish, so glad you can make it on this episode. Glad that you were here for episode 50. It's so fun.
It's
Glad that you're here.
Yeah,
you're going to be on
pleasure.
a couple more.
Let's
it's
go.
a pleasure. The
We just
pleasure's all
met
mine.
today, guys.
It's a pleasure.
Crazy.
This is pretty cool.
Yes, super excited about this year. There's a lot of cool stuff. We're gonna try to do some more segments here and there. We're gonna try to figure out how we can include some more activities, do some of those more submissions and stuff like that. So super excited about that. So
Me
thank
too.
you. Stick around. Make sure you listen, like, subscribe, tell your friends, do what you got to do. We're almost at 1,000 subs, which I'm a little nervous about because now I got to pay $300 because I shouldn't have made that statement, but now I got to do it. I'm gonna pay the $300 when we hit that 1,000. Yeah, who wants it? Like, sub, tell your friends, do what you got to do. Once we get that subs on YouTube, I'm gonna pay it out. I'll go live for it, and this time I'm actually ready to go live. Last time I wasn't. I had to wait 24 hours, so I had to go live on Instagram, which not the move. not the move. It's gotta be YouTube. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're super excited for this next year. Stay tuned. My name is Diego.
My name is Ice.
My name is Matt.
And my name is Cherish.
And we will see you next time.